So I'm gonna start it out with like the background of it, right? So Aaron Rodgers this week said that he's going to do a 4-day darkness retreat. Basically, what that is he's going to sit in what I assume is like a studio apartment, completely dark, yourself with only a bathroom, no light, right? So pitch black. And basically, what the purpose of this retreat is there's a bunch of benefits of it, I guess. Like, basically the main ones is going to be connecting yourself with your spiritual self. Basically, in society today, we are so overly stimulated, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
You always have sound playing. You always have like some visual happening, right?
Yeah.
You're so overly stimulated. So basically what this does is it literally cold turkeys you from that, which is like how we're conditioned in society now. Basically the whole thing, interesting enough, on this one Darkness Retreat website, they were talking about the pineal gland, and we've discussed that before.
Right.
Basically, what sitting in darkness is going to do for you is it releases a natural amount of DMT in your head. So by the third or fourth day, you're starting to hallucinate because of the DMT, because the rest of your body isn't working, because you're sensory deprived, basically.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're not hearing anything because it's pitch black, and there's no one else in this room, no one around you. And there's nothing to look at, so your brain starts doing its thing, right? And it's supposed to just help you spiritually, help you make decisions, like that sort of thing. And what you said earlier, solitary confinement. It's basically solitary.
Yeah.
The difference is, one, you opted to be in here, so it's a completely different mental state. Two, the door is always open for you to leave.
Okay.
So you are in control of yourself. It's not like solitary where you're fighting the system, like you don't want to be there, you're fighting against it. In this, you chose to be there.
What I'm thinking is like a sensory deprivation tank.
Yeah. Except you're just sitting there in the dark. It's not like you're technically not sensory deprived, but you naturally become sensory deprived because there's nothing for you to touch. And by the way, this room is theoretically completely empty, or maybe just with a bed. I don't know. It's one of those. Let me see before I miss anything. Hold on. It's supposed to also increase your meditation and your, it's called paradoxical sleep. They say the people that stay in here for an extended period of time basically become aware that they're sleeping and more go into a meditative sleep state. You're not even sleeping anymore.
Huh.
You're literally aware that you're asleep and you're just at higher levels of thinking, is basically what they explain in this thing, which is absurd to me. I'm assuming that's because of the pineal gland thing. If that third eye, basically. Have you heard of the pineal gland?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I know all about it.
Then we don't have to go over it. Also, it's not even that expensive from what I was seeing, which makes sense, right? If it was expensive for you to sit in a room by yourself for 4 days, that would be brain dead.
Yeah.
But from some of these retreats, it's literally $100 a night. So it's like, okay, $400. But like some of these retreats go as far as 14 days. But I'm like, yeah, you're going insane at that point. I feel like 4 days is like the cap there.
It's the Russian sleep experiment.
Yeah, basically.
Because you need some sort of human interaction or something.
Yeah, there's got to be something. Or else you're going to start having imaginary friends, bro.
Actually, because if you want to drive anybody crazy, literally anybody, lock them in a room by themselves.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't think I would mind it.
The difference with that, though, is you're locking them in.
True.
They're not in the mental state that they want to be here. See, that's the thing about this whole darkness retreat, is it's a mindset. Like you're going in here to fix yourself, to connect with yourself. So it's a way different mindset than, say, you're being locked in a room.
Yeah.
Because it's like you chose to be here. You know what your goal is going into it. So my question is, would you guys do it? 4 days. Let's say 4 days. Price paid, of course. Let's say you're not paying for it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Definitely.
I agree.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was reading some, not on that room, but on like the tank, and it said with the sensory deprivation tank, it helps release all like the 5 senses that you have, and so you're really just right there. You can't see nothing, you can't feel nothing, because you're basically in this tank. You're in water.
Yeah.
And so it helps with just being able to concentrate more. And so, you know, that right there, you know, it takes away all the distractions that you have, you know, with the outside, you know, forces and everything. But speaking of that, real quick before, you know, I'll just let you guys go and then I'll discuss meditations.
No, I was honest about to say, screw it. One day, let's try it. Like, let's actually go do it. Do a whole. What's the longest live stream?
Well, I mean, the longest if we're really. Anyway, we could do it for 24 hours if we were to. The longest live stream is like Lo-Fi Girl on YouTube. They're live for like 400 days straight type shit.
Never mind. I'm about to say.
Yeah, no, you're good. We can definitely do it for 24.
Let's do like on some Mr. Beast type stuff. Do this. See whoever leaves the room last. I don't know. Win something, I guess.
No, I feel like it could be cool to like if we like let's say we get a group of people, like say like 5 or 6 people. You all have your own room.
Yeah.
And you just set up a camera in each room, and you do it for the 4 days, and just like see how people act. You know what I mean? I'm sure it wouldn't be. I'm sure it wouldn't be.
Let me out!
I'm sure it wouldn't be that interesting, but it would. You know, it would be cool to see if people start like talking to themselves or stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Y'all gonna see how crazy I really am. Then shoot.
I would say your imagination would really run wild.
Oh yeah, 1, 2. If the DMT starts kicking in.
Yeah.
Like on their website, I told them earlier, but on this retreat website, there's this bullet point of the benefits, right?
Yeah.
And it said, once you're in the room for long enough, the room is no longer dark. Basically what they're saying there is like you start hallucinating, so the room isn't dark anymore. Like they can't say that you start hallucinating because they're
just start seeing colors and everything.
Yeah, because the DMT kicks in.
You know what's funny? What's it called? I've kind of done a little research, but like as well experienced where if you're like really tired or you're like you're within and out of sleep, I guess you're able to like hallucinate to a sense where you start seeing things or you start seeing colors and everything like that. So it would be like
well, the thing is, the reason the DMT kicks in is because you're there's no senses, right? Like in terms of that's just sleep deprivation, so your brain doesn't have enough to keep working. That's why you start hallucinating when you're sleep deprived. It's a little bit different. When you're sleep deprived, DMT doesn't kick in. Mm-hmm. Like during this retreat, I'm assuming you're probably actually sleeping like 12 hours a day because there's nothing else to do.
Well, how do you know how many days went by?
Ooh,
you don't.
Yeah.
So you just
you sleep when
you
you're
lose
tired.
track of time. In that SpongeBob episode.
Yeah, you don't. They also, part of the package of doing this is like there's of course people like making sure you're good. So there's like slits in the door where they slip in water and food.
Shoot,
so that way you're not going to.
Hey, how you doing today, by the way, man? Hey, where you going? Talk to me, please.
They don't talk. Yeah, they don't talk to you. It's just I don't know how it works. I'm assuming they get the food in there without you knowing. Like it's some sort of like I don't know.
And then how do you know where your food at then?
Yeah, how you gonna eat?
I don't know.
Like the same spaghetti.
I'm just saying it doesn't make sense if they like open the door and there's like a flashbang that hits you or something. That doesn't make sense. It's like something where like the food gets in there. They don't like they can't tell you it's there or anything because then you're not alone anymore type thing. You know what I mean?
I would assume some type of like a light or something, some small dim light just kind of pops up at the food. So
looks like we're gonna have to try it. The thing is, then you're no longer in darkness for 4 days.
Then how do you know where your food is?
You smell. Your sense of smell is so heightened.
But yet again though, after being in the dark room for so long, you actually see what's in the room. Like your eyes adjust to it, so you'll be able to see your food.
Yeah,
kind of like how pirates did with their eye patches.
Yeah,
they'd wear it so that way when they went under the deck, they were able to see because their eye was so dilated.
Yeah.
Yo, what? I didn't know that.
Yeah, me neither, honestly. I just say,
I heard that one day, and I tried it. I taped a sock over my eye.
Yeah.
And I left it on for like an hour or two. And I waited for it to get dark outside, so I shut off all the lights, made sure there was no lights coming into the house. And I took off the sock, and I was able to see everything. It was weird because you literally get night vision. It's like the contrast.
Like a cat.
Yeah. It's like the contrast.
I'm surprised you don't know about this and like you were a pirate.
Yeah.
You're a pirate. Hey, that was
you're the only professional pirate here, man.
What's that story?
Oh, it was a dream. It happened two
you got hit with the Kraken?
Yeah, it was. I was falling in and out of sleep. Just boom, I got hit.